Good morning, everybody. Kegel, Bearded Printer. Beardy, I hope you have a good day at work, sir. Kegel, what are you finding yourself up to? We're a little early, but that's all right. Rather than standing here staring at my screen, waiting for the time to go live, I figured we go live and we just chit-chat for a few minutes. You're at work? Damn. Hope you have a good day there, man. Being out of work this long, I don't know if I miss it or I just really never want to go back now. I don't know. It's hard to tell. I need a work from home job is what I need. Something that pays millions of dollars, but I don't have to leave my garage. Ugh. Staring at a futon that the kids messed up the cover on. Ooh, yeah. How is the ankle doing? That was pretty recent, wasn't it? I think it was you that had broken it recently. If not you, somebody else had broken their ankle recently. Ugh. Really? Down to 1 cup in the fridge. That's all right, because I got coffee mugs. And we'll pour my root beer in the coffee mug. Okay, so it wasn't you then. Somebody was. Somebody had recently broke their ankle or something, and they were held out. I think their workshop was in the shed though, if I remember right. Who was that? Maybe they didn't break their ankle. They hurt themselves though at work or outside of work. Got Luke's coffee mug that he gifted me, 3D Printopia, putting it to work. So we're gonna change it up, and we're gonna work on 3D printing stuff. I know, it's weird. Okay. I'm not sure why it's not working. Settings. My Stream Deck's not working out right. Let me try resetting it. See if that'll work. Nope. Oh, we'll figure it out later. Deal with it. We'll be good to go for next stream. So, reprinted all Jabberwocky parts, I think, in the latest revision. I didn't redo this, but I don't think anything changed with this. I like the 2 colors. This is R78, so we'll know here in a minute if I can still use this. So we're gonna put all of our new parts over here, and then we'll just toss the old ones. Let's get some drivers so we can start tearing this apart. Oh, hold on 1 second. Let me check this message. Dun, 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 dun. So Jabberwocky toolhead is a really compact toolhead. You've got the Orbiter 2.5 RNC coated gears in there. So you've basically got a Orbiter 2.5 in there. It comes with the Nighthawk 36 toolhead board. Captain, morning. It's got an integrated filament cutter. It's got really easy access. Should you have a clog, you just kind of snap aside, and the entire bottom just comes off just like that, so you can get to it real easy. It's a really short and compact tool head, so much so that it actually gave us a problem with the switch wire, where the gantry didn't actually come down far enough, and it was sitting above the bed. So that's what kind of held up this entire build to a certain extent, was having to rework and modify some stuff on the switch wire so that the gantry would come down far enough to be able to use this. Yeah, and it comes with a conch hot end, so you're going to get some decent flow rates out of that. Yeah, just a really nice compact tool head with your filament cutter all integrated. If a lot of high flow stuff, you actually lose Z on your build volume, and this one you gain some, so that's pretty sweet. Captain's got his shed going. I was hanging out and lurking a bit while he was working on framing up some stuff in his shed yesterday. So this is V78, so I don't have to update that. Yikes, did I not change that? '76. Thought I printed everything. I thought I printed everything. Let me go see what version that is. Hold on one second. Doing some video editing for Misplaced Moose on the Mammoth Greg and the Bison assembly videos for him. and getting the audio levels cleaned up and adjusted. I know it seems like I don't do anything because I mainly live stream, but I do know how to use the iPad version of Final Cut Pro. All right, what were we doing? Oh yes, checking files. Nice. 3D switch wire. Jabberwocky main. STLs. And lower tool head. Conch mount. V81. Yeah, well, that's not the same. I don't think it matters. I think they just took out the mounts on the top, if I remember correctly. Yeah. Some parts are 81. This is the newest stuff. I think the only thing I didn't print was the conch mount. Yeah, they just removed the option to mount it from the top. Now the only way to mount it is from the side. So that's not going to affect us at all. So I don't need to do anything with the bottom part of this. Yippee. What we got to do stuff with is the top. All right, so let's take this part. I just found what? Oh, so heat set. The USB connection was getting really finicky, so I ordered a 24-volt power supply for this thing. I don't want to keep plugging in and unplugging it here, so I need to get some sort of like switching thing to be able to just turn the power on and off to that power supply. No, I knew they did. That's I knew that I needed to reprint some parts since we did the stream with Kenny Digimatic building when we built this, because he came on stream when we built it. All right, let's let me just lay these out as they come out, and then so it was always planned to go back and update some of the revision stuff, but I was pretty sure that the conch mount, the only thing that had changed in that was they did away with the mounting options that screw in from the top. Yeah. All right, this doesn't have a number on it. Does it change at all? No. But one of these prints look better than the other. I guess arguably this one does. All right, we're going to keep that one. All right, cutter hasn't changed. So we're good on the cutter. I've got a set of LGX gears that I need to use on something. I got them on AliExpress a long time ago, like right after I started doing 3D printing, not realizing that they were different than the LGX gears. Yeah. All right. Let's get these out of here. $73. And this is 81. So this is one of the parts we definitely need to update and upgrade. Get this out of here. Oop. There were some bearings. Can't remember where they came from. Where did they come from? Anyway. Oh yeah, from the filament sensor in the front. That's where they came from. What'd Steve have trouble with? All right, this is 76. Well, this is 16. That's that arm. So one of those. This is also 76. Okay, so I don't need that. We're good there. The cutter blade install. I can't remember if we ran into issues with the cutter blade or not. $78. 81. That's the same. I have to look and see if that changed. All right, there's that. Yeah, I had the advantage of having the guy who designed the thing help me as I was building mine, so I'm not gonna get too cocky about anything on that front. Now the other thing I did was, rather than the E-cast fitting up here, we went with the screw-in version on this one. Yeah, it was really good to have him come on and help me walk through this, because nobody else had built one at that point on stream anyway. So it was a good resource for anybody building it in the future, to be able to follow along and build it. So if you run into anybody putting one together, you can always recommend my video to them. That'd be awesome. Get some traffic. I don't know. I haven't looked to see how that video did. Let me go back over here and get a screw-in part for this out of my box of stuff. All right, I got two different kinds. Which one's going to work better? All right, I think this one's going to, because it'll allow that PTFE tube to come all the way through. All right. That video is very different from my normal video, where normally I don't explain anything on how to do something, really. And that one I did. So, very out of character. In a good way, though. In a good way. All right. Let's screw this in here. Polymaker giveaways live. Did any of you guys win? STL Rich. I have seen them in some chats on some different things. Hey, it's Polymaker restocking day. 35% off Polymaker. There's an affiliate link in the description. Grab yourself some Polymaker filament. Use my affiliate link. Help a brother out. Oh, Shapeoko, that'll be fun. I'm jealous. All right. Let's fire up the heat set iron. I wish there was a way just to turn the power off on the stupid iron, so I didn't have to unplug it. Four hours does make an entire day driving there and driving back, but definitely worth the $50 in gas. All right. Bearing. Let's push this down into this part. There we go. All right, there's no longer a heat set there. This isn't needed anymore because that's got it built in. Same way on the back side. That's nice. So you don't need these shims anymore. Is it really that big, Captain? Holy cow. That's a nice, he's giving you the bench and everything? U-Haul trailer for the day is only like 25 bucks. All right, let's press this bearing down in here. She's snug and don't want to go in. Yeah. I'd help you out, man, but I am nowhere near you. All right, all right, all right. I need a screwdriver to get there's a little print and place support over here. Then we need to get these out of here. There's some nuts and some magnets. Hey man, it's nice to get random messages like that. Shit. All right. So here's this. This has got to go in here. There we go. And then those nuts got to go down in there. This nut's got to go here. No, no. I put this one in a different spot. That's all right. Put the next one where this one was. I just need to get this magnet out of here. There we go. One magnet. And one more. Drop in nut. Goes up here. Good, good. Excellent. Let's grab some super glue. Maureen, how's it going? Hands that don't work. How's it going? 3D and T printing. Yeah, pretty much always in the shop. If I'm awake, there's like a 99% probability that I am out here. So 3D and T printing was hitting me up on Discord because he wants in on the blasters. Said you were looking for something powerful. Now, my question to you is, when you say you want something powerful, are you thinking about like so your standard dart size, or are you thinking about going with like a bigger dart? Longer. Okay. So, but do you want it to use the normal half-size darts that like 90% of the blasters use, or are you wanting to do something with bigger darts? So, most of your games that you play are going to use the standard size dart. That's what everybody's going to use. Or if you're just wanting to go like over the top with something, there's some other options. It depends on what your use case is. Are you actually going to use it to play, or is it just like a fun build, a really cool prop? Over the top. All right. So you got a few options for so you can go mega, which there's a kit in beta right now. You'd have to see if it lets you do it, called Reaver. I'm getting ready to do it. So if you did that, that might even be something we could like stream together. We could both build ours at the same time. That'd be fun. Or you've got the Moose -1, which has the look of a sniper rifle. Or you've got the Moose -2, which is a bullpup design. Both of those use mega. And then you've got the Mammoth Greg, which uses the Mega XL darts. I'm getting ready to build that. I've got the kit. I'm just waiting on the filament. You need 10 spools of filament to get it printed. That's the one that Albie had on his table, the big one at Murph. He had the Moose there as well. Now there's also a non-sci-fi looking version of that Mammoth Greg. It looks more like a traditional sniper rifle called the Big Greg. Same amount of power and everything, just a different look. Let's do this. Let's pull these up so you can see them. How's that? That sounds like a better idea. All right, so if we go over here to Moose Mod Shop, and if we look at the M0, this is the Moose Zero. Shoots megas. K12 spring. 24 inches. You're gonna get 235 FPS out of that. All right. This is again a Nerf gun, Nerf blaster, whatever you want to call it. And then you've got the Moose-2. This is more of a bullpup CQB, a little bit of a tighter, more compact thing. Same power, just shortened up in a bullpup. .235 FPS with a cut down Mega dart. Actually, I think the regular one, the -1 takes full size. I might be wrong. Oh no, you could do half size or full size in that. And then you've got the Mammoth Greg, which is what I'm getting ready to build. This shoots the MXL darts. This is as big as you can go. 240 FPS. And then you've got I don't know. Okay, here's the Big Greg. Basically, same blaster, different look. This again, 240 FPS with the Mega XL. And then you've got the Reaver, which is going to look like this, but shoot the Mega size. Yeah, that's the problem with Mega XL darts. They are extremely hard to get. If you go with the Moose 1, the Moose 2, or if you can get the Reaver, those darts are going to be way easier to get. You can buy the AccuFake darts. It's like 240 of them for 40 bucks. There's the website for Moose's store. I don't have an affiliate link. If you place an order where you you can put in a comment or something when you're checking out, just leave a comment that says that I sent you over there. All right, so we got this together here. There's just a screw in the top here. This screws into the bottom. And that drops in there. All right, man. All right, let's get back over here to this. So we're putting this back together now. Slowly but surely, one screw at a time. Okay. This anti-crush screw goes in here. This goes here. This one goes there. Oh, no. Give me this one. All right. There we go. Now, these bearings go in here. 1 and 2. And then these go in here. These wires get routed through here. There's a fly on my ankle and it's driving me crazy. Screw there. And screw goes in down here. This lever's got to go on there. Almost looks like your desk. Do I need more or less stuff on it? All right, there's that. What do we got? Filament cutter comes through here. I need more stuff on it. It'll get that way. Every day I have to clean this thing off a couple times, especially if the kids are out here. The old lady, they just like to cover every horizontal surface with shit. My garage is the cleanest and most well-organized room in the house. All right, and there's our cutter. Uh, let's get rid of some of the stuff. I accidentally printed out the calibration cube. I don't know why. That was my bad. I wasn't paying attention. I was just grabbing crap. This part is still good. It's current revision. These are still good. They're current revision. This is not. This is still good. This is still good. That's still good. Carrot puller. I don't know what that is for. It's got to have something to do with this. All right, this stuff is all still good. So let's put this back in a bag in case a guy needs it. Let's put our whatchamacallit backs on here. We're going to go hunting this fly in about 30 seconds. Oof, that pin is sticking out the back of this. This pin's sticking out and not letting that go in all the way. So let's get a hammer. Give her an old tappity tap. You're back. Man, for some reason this thing is bothering my wrist today. Oh, printed out Physitex EMS board for the bottom of the switch wire. All right, now. Grab my electric fly swatter. Put it over here. Yeah, are you still planning on doing the mini split thing? You got a major gap underneath that door you're gonna have to deal with though. All right, we're not gonna tighten that up. So we need to get this screw in through. Eads. Yeah, long time no see. All in all, not too bad. Gotta go get surgery. They're gonna remove discs and fuse my neck. So I reached out to all my content creator buddies. Some of y'all in chat, hi, how you doing? See if anybody be interested in helping out while I'm recovering from surgery with some content, keep the channel alive, keep it going. I hate to see the channel die off because I was out for recovering from a surgery. No, I won't be working in the warehouse while I'm recovering. How does this mount? All right, so this is going to go there. This will slide in. And this will get heat sets there. And there, so this will bolt to that. And then this will bolt on to here. Okay. I see how it's going to attach now. Anyway, so here we go. Let's get this all back together. That slides up in there. And this comes down and snaps into place. And we've got a Jabberwocky. You didn't see any of that. So, Jabberwocky back together. It just hinges together like such and so, and Jabberwocky back together. And then this is going to mount to the rail. And then this part slides in, 4 screws, mounts to this, and then this comes in, and with 2 screws through the front and 1 through the back, mounts to this part. Yeah, he's decided to "3D print junkie." Yeah, so the situation that we've got going on right now, if you are not in the Discord, join the Discord. All the live streams of the blaster builds are happening in Discord, and then that video gets recorded and pushed up to YouTube after the fact, because live streaming blaster builds, while not against YouTube's terms of service, is extremely risky and problematic. Somebody reports you, they automatically ban you, and then you got to try to figure out how to get a hold of somebody to get yourself unbanned, because they think it's a firearm. It's not. It's a toy. It's completely fine to stream, but they don't handle it very well. They err on the side of banning and then let you try to figure it out. But the cool thing about the streams in Discord means that rather than you having to type in chat, we actually get to conversate via voice. So you can actually talk to me. I can talk back to you. Your audio is part of the video that'll get put up on the YouTube. That way it doesn't seem like I'm just talking to myself and answering questions that nobody asked. Yeah, so it's a lot of fun. So if you haven't joined the Discord, join the Discord. Printer builds are still live on YouTube, like now, or any other stuff that we got going on that's not Nerf blasters. Also, you get notifications for when we're going live, when new videos get posted, all that sort of fun stuff. Great grump. Bait. Words. Great group of folks on there. I thought that Tube Compact, I think, comes with the heater and thermistor. But the regular tube, I think it doesn't come with it because there's a couple different options for heaters. So, we've got Jabberwocky rebuilt and updated. Got parts I need to pull heat sets out of. Whoa, got real dizzy for a second there. So we'll put that there, and that's gotta get put away somewhere. This piece is trash. All right. Then we've got some shims that I can file off somewhere. Yeah, I don't even think he was building a Nerf blaster. I think Taylor was just, he picked up a prop for his Fallout armor build, which I really wish he would finish. That was kind of cool. Yeah. And then Jeremy got banned a couple weeks ago. I was out playing paintball with my brother-in-law. Took me out to play paintball with him. That was fun. But they were building a Nerf blaster and got banned in the middle of their stream. My phone started going off like crazy. I look at and see that they got hit, which in both of those cases, somebody was being a dick. That wasn't YouTube doing it themselves. Somebody reported them. I have no idea what that story is. What's that story, Eads? All right. Parts to file away. Fly swatter. Let me send a message real quick while I'm thinking about it. Oh, I took my watch off. Hold on one second. My daughter's calling. All right, sorry. Wanted to make sure everything was all right with my daughter who was calling me from school because she is not feeling well. But also she can't miss school because school dance is coming up, and she can't have any more absences. Oh, yeah. So I don't even go into that realm of 3D printing. I don't even venture that way. It's not something that I'm necessarily interested in, as far as I don't want to risk my life for the life of somebody else on a 3D printed part. I know why the people that do it. They're mostly doing it for fun and stuff. And they're not using that stuff in a life or death situation. But that's not something that I do. All right, let's drag the switch wire over here. Take NG parts off of it. Take an air hockey table off of it. Dan, how's it going? Long time no see. Raj, it's good to see y'all. All right, so here we go. Let's do this. Let's move this over here. Let's get this thing going. All right, so here's the problem. So here's where the bed goes. There's the Jabberwocky. This is all the way down. This nozzle, quite a bit above where the build plate goes. And the reason for that is this right here. This is the mount that holds the key back, acts as a hard stop. You gotta lower this axis. Now, this side's not an issue, you just loosen these and slide them down. This side is a problem because this key back can't go down. So, we've got parts we've got new parts that the key back's going to mount there and it's going to stay in the same spot, but instead of screwing in here to the side and having that act as a hard stop, it's going to screw into the back, and then we're going to get a regular hard stop there. she'll let us drop this entire axis down. No, the bed spacers won't, and you wouldn't want to stack like 15 millimeters of bed spacers in there anyway. I don't have a paintball marker anymore. I did back in the early 2000s, late 90s, early 2000s, I guess. The paintball outing that I went on, there's a place called Splatter Park here in Central Ohio, and you can just rent markers. But back then, I started off with yeah, I had a Tippmann 98. I started off with a Talon, which was a little CO2 canister thing from Walmart back then. I had like a little tube that held 10 paintballs. And then I got a Tippmann 98. And then I had an Icon E, which was an electronic thing. And then I had an Angel for a while. Well, actually, I had the Angel after the Tippmann 98. And then sold all that stuff. And then later, when I had adult money, I bought the Icon E, way cheaper than the Angel. And played a little bit and then traded that off for, oh no, it wasn't Tippmann 98. It was a Spider. It was a Spider I had. Yeah, the Angel was the go-to back then. It was kind of the top of the line. That was when I had, was playing Magic the Gathering all the time and had crap tons of money that way. That thing cost a couple grand if I remember right. Yeah, it was a Spider that I had, not the Tippmann. My buddy had a Tippmann. All right. Now, this is going to get this here. For the moment. And we need some heat sets in this. There's that fly. Come here. Where'd you go? I get that fly. All right. Need another M5 T-nut. Well, this could be a problem. I don't have a 3030 M5 T-nut, it doesn't look like. What's floating around in here? This is electronics. Found some. Whew, was worried there for a minute. So Airsoft came out. After I was an adult. I was in my 20s. I did get an airsoft thing. I can't remember why we walked into this one store in this little town. We're out visiting some friends, and we walked into this little store in their town, and they were selling airsoft guns, and we got some of those. The issue with them was they were not very good back then. They were basically pump springers. Feeding was unreliable. But we grabbed 2 of them because thought they'd be fun. I think I ended up selling them at a yard sale. Never really played much with them. My son got one the other year. He really wanted it used, you take and you fill up the mag with green gas or whatever, and we were filling it with propane. A little adapter that lets you use propane. We were 3D printing a bunch of different like frames and stuff for it. None of that worked out very well, in my opinion. But we were having, well, I was having fun doing it. He was extremely frustrated, but I was getting to do something with my son, so I counted that as a win. All right, so new mount for the key back is installed. I want to, so the stop's sitting on the edge of that screen. Put on the feet. I know I'll have to like move them and stuff once the panel gets installed, but hey, also while we're down here, we can take a look at how this installs. So that goes in like so, and then your electronics get mounted to it, your controller board and such. Power supply mounts over here. LTX, how's it going? How you been, man? I'm doing pretty good this morning. Got to here shortly start making some phone calls to doctors and such. Havoc, how's it going? What'd you miss? We rebuilt the Jabberwocky toolhead with the newest revision parts. Put on new mount for the key back so that we can lower the gantry down and be able to get the Jabberwocky toolhead all the way down to the bed. Right now I'm just tossing some feet on here so that it's not sitting on the screen up here. I was shilling for Moose. Moose is a good guy though. Let's put some rolling nuts and get this Fizzy's EMS board mounted. Before we do, let's get a heat set put in here. And looks like some heat sets go in here too. So. Yikes. Yeah. I'd be hiding too, Brad. Let's get some screws and get this put in here. Well, looks like I need some in there. Yeah, here's where I stand on that. So I don't see it so much as shilling as much as I got sent product to show off, advertise, and it's a good product. It's pretty cool. It's something I like. Somebody asked me a legit question for recommendations on something. I'm going to recommend the things that I like. And the things that I trust are going to work for them. All right. Do 2020 M5 T-nuts. It's a It's a one-man operation, designing, selling his stuff. Does a good job. You know, he's one of us. It's not a big company. Not a corporation making billions of dollars. Just a guy having fun, enjoying the same hobby we do. I don't see promoting that any different than I do when I shout out everybody else's that's out there streaming, doing cool stuff. Like Kegel doing his streams, working on his stuff changer build. LTX Designs making his panels. I don't make a dime off of it. I just out here having fun, same as everybody else. We are just a little bit over 100 hours away from that first level of monetization, which basically lets me have YouTube members. This nut doesn't want to go in there. Try a different one. Speaking of making money, Polymaker restocking day, affiliate link in the description, 35% off Polymaker. Yeah. Get yourself some Polymaker while it's on sale. YouTube has paid me $0 because I am not monetized at all. There is a link. You can join Patreon if you want to support me. There's a link down there just for leaving tips, because until I get that first level of monetization, there's no like super chats or anything like that. You can become a member on the Discord. I'll be honest with you, at this moment, it doesn't get you anything special above and beyond access to some channels that nobody's in, because nobody's a member of the Discord, and we got one Patreon member. So it doesn't do a whole lot for you. It's just, you know, it's an option there. But another way you can help out, like I said, we're getting pretty close to that 3,000 hour mark. So, you leave to go to work, put on one of my playlists and let it just play while you're at work. Or when you're going to bed, just put on one of my playlists and let it play all night long, whatever the case may be. Help out with those hours. Or you could watch and enjoy the content too, I suppose. Yeah. Listen while you work if you're in a position where you can do that at work. All right, PhysiText thing installed. Let me just put this on here. That way we don't lose it. We don't need to route any cables in it yet, but it'll be on there. Let me get a screw for it. Also, share the stream out. Let people know I exist. I'm really bad about promoting myself. It feels really weird and wrong. I post in the, you know, like self-promotion channels on people's discords, but like I'm not actively out there like saying, hey, come check me out or whatever in discords. You know, I try not to be that guy. All right, now we got some feet. Now it's not sitting on the screen. All right, now let's see. That's what we need for this thing still is cartographer. All right, so I need to heat this up and put some heat sets in it. Mike, how's it going, man? Trying to figure out some stuff on the NG. 1 second here. I need to grab. I have your responses for 10 minutes. So we're trying to see if DLL PDF at 3D Printopia, they said they were interested in doing a frame and one of their cool built-in heater beds for the Ender 3 NG build. So following back up with them again today, seeing if they're interested. If they don't get back with me, I'm going to just assume that they are not interested anymore. And continue on. But if they are, we'll have to wait until they get those parts over to me. I did figure out what color I'm going to do that frame. If they're going to do that. Yeah, they got nice stuff. Hold on a second. I'll pull up the so here is the color that we would be going with. Illusion Raspberry. I don't have any pink printers. Yeah, DLL PDF. All right, so now this, it's where's that damn fly? Got one of them. I think there's two though. That hurt. All right, screws. Let's get some screws. Yeah, so grab yourself some Polymaker filament. Use my affiliate link because I forgot I need to buy a cartographer for this. All right. Let's see. Nice. You just sent them your NG frame? Sweet. LTX is making your panels. All right. Go back over here to this one. All right. Got that screw installed. Before we put that on, put in some slide-in nuts in there. Oh, that's pretty sweet, Brad. We need to still do the LED stuff. Fabrica chamois at XR Bunker Works sent over I need heat sets in the back of this. Sent over a WLED controller for the Trident to get the LEDs working again on that. And that's one of the things we're going to do here. The Trident's got that, and it's got a Triangle Labs CHC hot end that's going to go in that for that build here in the near future. Oh, nice. Did you use WLED for those? I don't know anything about it yet. I gotta figure out that software. Yeah, they're addressable RGBs, but the software that runs them, did you run it out of Clipper with like Julian Schill's stuff, or are you running it off of a separate like Pico with WLED programming? Yeah, so that's what I gotta learn. I gotta learn that separate Arduino stuff. All right, I gotta heat this up because I gotta put these in at like an angle. All right. Get our slide-in nuts installed in this. All right. There we go. Counteracting your coffee, putting you to sleep over there, is it, Brad? All right. Now we got all of our appropriate heat sets and stuff. Let's put this together. That on there. All right, let's get the hardware from the Jabberwocky. Well, that's not long enough. Works up here, though. How bad's it raining? So, what are you programming that you got to be outside? No way to just open it up, hook up an Ethernet port, and then get back in your truck? All right. Now, okay. There's that. And we have das Jabberwocky. Uh, this is backwards. And all right, this makes no sense. Hey Luke, how's it going, man? So with this turned around so the cable comes this way, this doesn't actually bend all the way back. This has like a cutout there that fits perfectly going this way, but that's backwards from what it needs to be. I'm so freaking confused. Oh, well, it does go that way around. How in the world is this thing supposed to? I don't understand. Goes this way. So your cable comes in this here, but then it's supposed to like wrap around or something. I don't get it. All right, there we go. Luke, we're using your coffee mug. Should I technically be using my own coffee mug to promote my own merch? Yeah, but here we are promoting yours instead. Your cup's bigger than the one I have for mine, so I have to refill it less. All right, so that is a Jabberwocky. It's got to get wired up, of course. But she's on there now. Need to install a drag chain, bed mounted. Going with a different process than I did on my other switch wire for this one for the bed. I've got this like rubber tubing stuff that we're going to use to put it on. That way I can kind of screw it down and squish that and try to get the bed more level. Our key back is working. We still need to figure this out. We need to put a hole in here so we can put a screw. That blade's got some resistance. It doesn't want to pop back out. Interesting. So here's what we got. So this is wanting to lay down over here just a little bit. So when it's getting pushed in there, it's getting like cocked sideways, causing it to not want to come back out. Hold on 1 second. I need to figure out what's going on outside. Not much. Just heard some banging. Just heard some banging. Couldn't tell where it was coming from. All right. It's back. Next door neighbors are moving. All right. We got that moved over. Let's see what that does. There we go. So this little arm here, the cutting arm, it was just over a little bit. I could probably put a washer in there to make sure that it stays towards the back. But it might not be a bad idea. Washer. 0.5mm shims. Came with a nylon washer. I don't see a nylon washer anywhere. Oh, where'd you go? It's a negative. All right. Let's go grab a file. Hi, Luke. I'm just going to give this a little bit of a filing because it's what part where the built-in support is. So it's a tad rough. All right. Now, a little bit Teflon lube on there. You know, lube it all up. And as a bonus, it's probably going to help hold this washer in place when I slide this in. So the other night I was out here in the shop and I watched that John Wick ballerina movie. That was a really fun movie. Have any of you guys seen that? If you haven't and you're into kind of the action films, highly recommend. There we go. Look how smooth that is now. I know. Works so inconsiderate. What I watch it on, I just watched it out here on Amazon Prime. It is like $6 to rent it or $8 to buy it. So I just bought it on Amazon Prime. All right, we need to modify this file to take a heat set. Center of the hole 4 millimeters in. All right. Let's come over here. Actually, I don't even need Fusion for this. I can do this right in Orca Slicer. All right, so let's fire up Orca Slicer. Vince, how's it going? All right, let's add a negative part, negative cylinder. Okay, let's scale this. Should be what is the size on this? 5 millimeters, right? He said it's 5 millimeters. Fucking neck. Five millimeters. So, what do we make these holes at? 4.6? Oh, goodness. So 4.4. And I said it needed to be at 4. Move this. To there. Finally made it back home, huh? How was your vacation? How was New England? Yeah, did you get to make yourself a chocolate bar? Nice. All right, let's get some. I got blue in there already. We'll just print it in blue. Print. Upload. Oh, wait. No, this is oriented wrong. Device. E-stop. Firmware restart. Repair. Now slice it. All right. Print. Upload and print. So we got a new one of these suppressors coming in. A hole to put a screw in there. So a heat set so we can put a screw and push on our lever here. So I'm hoping kind of works its way in a little bit. So we put a hole in this part over here in the presser. So I can put a heat set. So I can put a screw that sticks out and pushes on this. That's the plan. So that's printing. And yeah. So with that, I think we're going to call it there for today. Made some progress, rebuilt the Jabberwocky, got it put on here. Got part printing for the cutter. We'll come back. I'll get this wired up or something tonight because wiring crap is boring. And then we'll come back and work on trying to make some real progress on this. These things come together quick, so it won't take long. Again, Polymaker sale going on. There's an affiliate link in the description. Grab yourself some Polymaker for restock day, 35% off, 5% cash back in Polycoins. Better than Prime Day, it says. And you help the channel out. There's also links down there for Patreon, all that kind of stuff. Link to the Discord's down there. Join the Discord if you haven't already. We do some fun stuff over there. Some exclusive content that you're not going to get to be a part of if you don't join the Discord. Yeah. Other than that, guys, hope you have a good rest of your day. Brad, hope it stops raining so you can get some work done and get home. Kegel, hope the rest of your work day goes well. Everybody else, have a good one. We'll talk to you later.